Oh man, it is time. Good morning, any United Statesians. Is that what we're calling it? United Americans. Any Americans, any people on in our time zone. It's
Yeah.
late. It's
Well,
dark.
if you're on the West Coast, it's only like midnight. So I mean,
West Coast,
if I was
yeah.
on the West Coast and I was a StarCraft 2 player and I didn't have anything to do on a Saturday morning, I'd be up right now playing StarCraft.
What?
So
It's like, you know what? It's actually prime time West Coast. It's midnight.
yeah.
Dude, people are getting home from the bar and they're like, gosh, I'm going to go to bed. There's no StarCraft on. Guess what? DreamHack is on. I'm super pumped. Of course, guys, I'm Axel Toss. I'm joined by Marcus. Now, Marcus is a little bit of a familiar face. He shouldn't be, though, because he is a beast. You did tell us what you've done for MLG, actually.
I was the dedicated observer for the latter part of WCS Season 1. I am a frequent poster on StarCraft, Reddit. I also
Right.
post on Team Liquid.
Yes.
And I authored the Be the Leaf, a guide to passive opening PvT. So
Be the Leaf.
if you're
Sick.
looking for a passive opening on how to play Protoss versus Terran, go check out my guide on Team
I'm,
Liquid.
I might be an aggressive guy. I don't know about that.
Well, if you're an aggressive guy, then you need to be.
Do you have an aggressive guide for me, PvT?
I am not.
What would that
I'm not an aggressive.
Be
I mean,
the tiger.
just forgave.
Be the tiger is what you call it. Because a leaf is, that's why you said a leaf, because it's passive. Be the tiger, that's your aggressive.
How about
guide.
you be the rock? Like you throw a rock at someone, you're being. Like,
Dude,
really
that
aggressive.
might be over aggressive. I don't know if I'd throw a rock at anyone. That seems a little too much for me. I don't know. Maybe I would throw a Beanie Baby.
Okay.
It still hurts them, but it's playful. It's a
Yeah.
Beanie Baby. No one's gonna get mad for throwing a Beanie Baby at you. Like, come on. Anyway, guys, you're watching DreamHack. Marcus is here, done a lot of work for MLG, specifically observing a lot, and we're gonna be casting.
I also was on the community cast for the MLG. Was it Summer Championships?
Yes.
Yes.
Dude, too many MLGs have happened. I don't remember, but Marcus has been around. You can trust in his insight. People are going to be asking, what's his rank in North America server?
During my active period of playing, I was Grandmaster. I was Grandmaster for about 4 or 5 seasons. I was Grandmaster all throughout the Heart of the Storm beta, as well as the
Boom.
first 2 seasons. I play for the Complexity Academy, so shout out to Complexity Gaming, the team I represent.
Yeah, awesome. You know, we're about to get started. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit distracted because we have our first match ready to
Get
go.
into this game. I'm not even in the lobby.
Okay, yeah, go for
good
it.
thing we
I
have-
tried to invite you, but then you kind of denied it. Red Sun
We have to,
is my co-caster.
We have to
Good luck.
appreciate the awesome user interface that Blizzard put
All right.
out for us. It makes it so easy.
Here we go.
To jump into the game.
Let me just verify the. So the format for this, so people should know. Again, this is DreamHack. It's going to be 3 group stages leading into a round of 16. Here we go. Sorry, I'm talking to the players too. It's group stages, 3 group stages leading to a round of 16. And then round of 16 is going to be Sunday. So today is all group stages. So if you're just getting home and you're like, wow, I want to watch StarCraft, sure, cool, they look great. You know, they've got some teddygrams and stuff. But I need to go to bed now. No, you need to stay up because for the next 14 hours, I'm not even joking, we're going to be having StarCraft on this stream.
Yeah, man.
So tell your friends, MajorLeagueGaming.com is your source, and now we are in the game. Destructicon versus NightEnd is going to be the first match of the day. Now, these are the group stages, so these guys aren't that necessarily well known.
Well, NightEnd. I mean, NightEnd's been around since like the launch of Wings of Liberty, man.
Exactly.
I mean, when I first started playing, NightEnd was one of the first names I learned. So, I'm excited. These players, Destructicon is not as much of a familiar name to me, but
Right.
NightEnd is certainly a name that I'm comfortable with.
I would like it better if Destructicon's name was Day Beginning.
Day beginning.
Then it'd be NightEnd versus
know.
maybe Daybreak. Would
I
that?
like Destructicon. I mean, he sounds like a transformer.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're going to scroll into the game fairly
like
soon here.
Decepticon. Destructicon.
We are in the game on Akalon Waste. PVT in the top left-hand location. I present your blue Protoss player, NightEnd. He is a monster. He's one of those guys that, as you said, you're going to recognize. He's playing in the DreamHack. He's there right now in Bucharest. And he's one of the better-known guys. So this should be good. He's very creative, very eccentric playstyle. What do you know about his playstyle, Marcus?
He tends to play a little bit more aggressive.
Right.
I know like every Protoss player, he's a fan of his timing pushes.
Yeah.
But he's also not afraid to take you into the late game. So NightEnd certainly, he's been around. He can't possibly be, a gimmicky player that someone's just figures out. He's been around for this long period of time. He's familiar with a very, very wide variety play styles, and you really don't know what he's going to do until he does it. So I'm excited to see what he's got in store for us. He's going for the double gas before Cybercore. This does mean he's going to be going for a very gas-heavy opening.
Yep.
So we'll probably be seeing, Mothership Core, some early sentries, maybe even an early tech. But
we'll see.
Yeah.
The point is he's making those truly guess. Now, a lot of Protoses are doing this recently, and it's one of those things, if you scout it as a Terran, you can't necessarily know exactly what is going on because they'll put different amount of probes in those gases, so you can't necessarily guess. We can see NightEnd putting 1 in this gas, 2 in that gas, keeping his opponent guessing really cool. But anyway, we should introduce his opponent in the bottom right-hand location. He is the red Terran player, Destructicon, and I haven't heard of this guy, but I'm sure he's great. We'll see, though. We'll find out, won't we?
Yeah, and Destructicon actually going for that engineering block into the natural. NightEnd, however, very wisely has begun a Zealot. Checking his vision, he does not know about the engineering bay yet, so we will see if he decides to complete that Zealot, and it looks like he will complete the Zealot, and along with the Mothership Core, he should have no problem clearing this engineering bay from his natural expansion. But
isn't that one of the most annoying things when you're marching to your natural and you see an engineering bay there and you're like,
oh,
well,
it really is.
especially if you don't make a Zealot, it just delays everything.
Yeah, and I'm someone who likes to cancel my Zealot, and sometimes I'll cancel my Zealot prematurely, and then there's an engineering bay in my natural, and it's the most frustrating experience ever. But NightEnd, he's a solid player. He knows what he's doing. He's got that Zealot. He's got the Mothership Core. He's also got a Stalker on the way. But our Terran player, Destructicon, has gone for a very standard Reaper opening, and I love this. It's probably the safest thing a Terran player can do these days. Getting into the main base, picking off a few probes.
Leave me alone, says the probes. Mothership Core saying get out of here, and the Reaper is gonna get out. So the main purpose of that Reaper is not necessarily to get a lot of kills. It's kind of to scout. If you can get a probe kill, that's great. If you can get 2 probe kills, that's great. But the more you invest into Reapers, the more you kind of have to make them do something for you, because it's a decent investment in the early game. So we'll have to see if we can sneak around, get some more probe damage done, but not a huge commitment here from the Terran player.
Yep, and we do have 2 Reapers. They are going to see the natural expansion. So Destructicon, even though he scouted the 2 early gases. Oh, very nice control from Destructicon. However, I do not believe he got in vision. No, he did not see the robotics facility. So Destructicon still somewhat in the dark as to the tech of NightEnd. I mean, he sees there's 1 Stalker, but when a Protoss opens 2 gas, you know he's got to be spending that gas on something. And 1 Stalker and a Mothership Core is not quite the gas dump.
It's not everything. It's not. There's something missing. There's something that's hidden. It is national treasure. You have to go on the quest to find out. The Reaper is not going to find out about the Robo. Wow, how close was he? He lost a Reaper there, almost lost the second one, did not end up seeing that Robo. So it's going to be a fast observer, which is fairly safe. It's not like this is a huge deal as far as not scouting a Twilight Council or not scouting anything, and then you're worried about a Stargate. It's just a Robo, so it's not like NightEnd is going to have a lot of aggressive capabilities right now. But if Destructicon isn't careful, NightEnd is going to get a nice tech advantage. And knowing about an early Robotech is nice, because then you can find out, okay, when should I expect Colossi, Immortal, stuff like that.
Yeah, and we do see that the engineering bay is coming down for Destructicon. Now, this is going to allow him... Typically, you'd see Terrans go for a very early +1, but he's also got to use this to play it safe. He doesn't know if this is some kind of DT expand, maybe an Oracle expand even. So, I mean, we have the delayed expansion into the natural, but Reaper's poking back in, going to be picked off by those Stalkers. Probe surviving with just a breath of life remaining.
All right, so at this point in time, we got a natural expansion on the ground from Destructicon. Observer coming forward from NightEnd, and this is going to be this is a great time on this Observer. You can find out what your opponent is doing. Does he have a bunch of barracks? Does he have a factory started yet? When do I have to start worrying about medevacs? And he's going to see that factory very nearly finished, so he's going to know exactly what's going on there. Scouting into the main base as well, seeing he could scout out that engineering bay. But the main point being, he knows exactly when that factory's going to finish. He knows when the starport is going to finish. And he can better prepare for that scary medevac push that comes around 9 to 10 minutes. And we'll see if Destructicon actually ends up doing that. It's a little bit later because of that Reaper opening. But as it stands, Colossi tech is already out for NightEnd. So I think he should be fine if that push comes.
Yeah, +1 armor on the way for our Protoss player at NightEnd. We do have the first Colossus on the way as well. However, he does not quite have the gas for that range upgrade just yet. Chrono boosting the first Colossus out. Observer going to be poking back out towards the natural. Going to be keeping an eye on whether or not Destructicon decides to move out. But you and I know, we know that Destructicon's probably not going to be moving out until he has at least those first 2 medevacs. Twilight Council going down as well. This tells me that NightEnd actually does not plan on doing just the Colossus-centric push, but he also plans on getting some level 2 upgrades and potentially some blink and charge upgrades as well.
Yeah, Colossus on the way as well. So, playing very late game oriented. It's not like he's going for a big 6-gate, 7-gate push. He's also taking the rocks toward this third base, which implies he wants to take that Nexus mildly soon. We'll keep an eye on that. The point is Destructicon, or excuse me, NightEnd, very happy with extending this game. Warping in some units though, realizing his opponent is coming closer. I love this observer placement here from NightEnd. He's got a view of anything leading to his third. He's got view of anything leading to his natural. And he's got an observer in his opponent's main base. 3 observers already out, and that's the benefit of going for that early robo. And of course, you can go for faster Colossus. So far, I am absolutely in love with NightEnd's build. Now, he's delaying his third a little bit here, warping in a lot of units. He's realizing this pressure is coming. He's making sure he doesn't die. And then once he feels safe, he's probably going to move out and take that third.
Yes, and with NightEnd's very aggressive teching into the Colossus and the Twilight Council and the Forge upgrades, you have to look at his army and you have to notice that he's only got the 1 sentry. Now this is very critical, as it means that NightEnd is going to have to focus on engaging in choke points so that he can make use of the very limited force fields. But as you're already following, there are 2 medevacs headed into the main base of NightEnd, but NightEnd's already got 4 Stalkers in position. Destructicon sees that and retreats his medevacs immediately.
So right now, it's been a very calm game. Calm before the storm. 3 units lost for the Terran. 1 unit lost for the Protoss, but we might have a fight fairly soon. NightEnd has 2 Colossus here. He's happy to engage. Medevacs need to make sure not to overextend. Destructicon is going to back away. And now NightEnd is kind of buying time for himself right now. The longer Destructicon takes to attack, the worse the situation it's going to be. Even 4 gates being added on here from NightEnd. Going to play very safe indeed. Now adding on that Nexus, and we're going to have to see if Destructicon is going to drop. Yes, he is. Going to try to target down the Nexus, going to try to force the cancel, but NightEnd sprinting on over. The cancel is going to have to happen, but it's going to remake that just fine, taking out a Marine. And NightEnd's not going to be too unhappy about that, but what's more important is Destructicon, he doesn't... Okay, he is sending that third base over, but he hasn't really been able to get that much damage done. Do you think that... What do you think the situation here is for the Terran player? What does he need to get done right now?
Well, Destructicon he's very far behind in tech. NightEnd has begun the Twilight, the Templar Archive, so he will have Storm and Archon tech available to him soon. We do have a drop in the natural expansion, however, the Nexus Cannon has been activated, and will he be able to get that medevac? No.
I think he got away.
Medevac does get away. There's another drop. Wow, excellent positioning from NightEnd. And again, that is that veteran experience of someone like NightEnd leaving those Stalkers.
So it's an overcharge is still up. I'm not sure about this idea, sending his units back. I think that was a bit of a desperation move there from Destructicon. His first drop didn't work out. His drop in the main didn't work. But if he can get this Nexus canceled, this could all be worth it. Targeting down that Nexus is going to try to kite away from the Colossus and target that down. Yes, the cancel going to go down there from NightEnd. And Destructicon going to be very happy with that. Overall, though, how worth it do you think that was? Canceling the third, but losing quite a few units in the main and natural.
I can't say that it was worth it. I mean, just looking at the supplies, we see that NightEnd has a 40 supply lead over Destructicon. And not only does he have the army advantage, he also has the tech advantage. So... NightEnd going to be feeling really comfortable just sitting back, securing his third base. And Destructicon, after losing all that, you know, you got to question whether or not he's in a position where he can just sit back and let NightEnd continue to do whatever he feels, or does he feel like he needs to continue to apply pressure and try to get himself back into the game through aggression?
Guys, you're watching DreamHack 2013. Thank you so much for joining us on day 1. This is Bucharest play. Both these players are live right now in Bucharest. Axeltas here, joined by Marcus, a.k.a. Smurf, casting this first game of this best of 3. Remember to tell your friends this is going on. MajorLeagueGaming.com is the place to be. And we're going to be here literally the next 70 hours. We're going to be in these chairs casting. And I'm not even... Okay, not that long. We're casting a lot today, about 15 hours, 16 hours. Tomorrow, we're coming back and casting, I think, 4 or 5 hours. Tomorrow's going to be a little bit shorter of a day. But the point is, your source for awesome StarCraft 2 during DreamHack, MajorLeagueGaming.com. Check it out. Tune into the stream and support these players. As it stands, NightEnd looking pretty good. It makes sense. NightEnd is the established player. Destructicon we haven't necessarily heard of. And now NightEnd is off for blood. Like, while all that was happening, it looks like he went for Storm Tech. He has a bunch of High Templars on the field, and he's pushing forward. He's approaching max. It's the 16-minute mark. He's going to have a probe with this as well, placing forward pylons. And Destructicon is going to be... It's going to be tough for him to hold this off.
And you know what? Destructicon has 0 medevacs on the field. He's been forced to
no.
start producing some Vikings. We do have a major engagement. Storm's going down. Chargers wrapping
my
around the army of
God.
Destructicon. Destructicon reacting slowly, not able to micro back, and these charge lots are just going to chew his army to pieces.
GG from Destructicon with a smiley face. Very positive indeed. NightEnd takes game 1. Nicely played from him, but guys, this is a best of 3. Remember that. So Destructicon can still come back and win 2 in a row. Do you see it happening?
It's possible, man. If DreamHack has taught us anything, you know, don't count the underdogs out.
You remember the
we
name?
have seen upsets.
Remember the name Stardust?
Stardust. Nobody saw Stardust coming.
He won a DreamHack.
He did.
So is Destructicon the next Stardust? Guys, we're going to find out. We're in best of 3 right now. NightEnd up 1-0. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.